45% of management students are unemployed. And you might now know, okay, it's better, right? The figure is better because even the management students are unemployed. Honestly, I'm not at all here to scare you guys, but me being a student of management, this is extremely alarming to look at. And this is high time we solve this issue from the grassroots, right? And that's why I bring you the case of rat race. And what is a rat race? Rat race is literally the word itself, right? The meaning is same to the word. So just imagine, right? A rat constantly running behind its most favorite reward, and that is a cheese, right? But here we are not there to talk about rats, of course. We are here to talk about humans. So, in the humans world, a rat race is nothing but a human being's endless pursuit towards making ends meet, working long hours, living paycheck to paycheck, and many more things. So, when do you think, as a human being, the first rat race ever happened? When did we enter the rat race? It is actually not the day we are born, but it is the day we enter the education system, right? Here, the rat race is much more simple, right? Just chasing behind exams, chasing behind the best marks, chasing behind the best university, and finally getting into the most desirable job. And once you get into the job, the next cycle, which is more complicated, starts, right? And this is like an endless pursuit and an endless game. But is being in a rat race good or bad? Should one escape it? And that is what we have to think about. And to make you understand this, I'm going to be going all the way from India to the United States to Harvard University, where we have Mr. Ben Shahar. Ben Shahar is a Harvard University professor who came up with an amazing model called as the happiness model. So the happiness model basically has 4 archetypes. Okay. On one side, we have future happy and present happy. And on the other side, we have future pain and present pain. I'm just simplifying the words compared to what is on the model so that it is much easier for you to relate and understand. So the first quadrant, this is nihilism. The people in this quadrant are those who have given up on life completely. They do not care about the present and neither about the future in any way. So these are not the only ones who are having suicidal thoughts, but these are also those people who actually are doing a normal job, who we feel are having a normal life. But in reality, they do not enjoy anything that they're doing in the present. They're not happy with the job. They're not happy with the studies that they're doing. And at the same time, they do not even put any efforts to rectify this for the future and make and set any goals and have any purpose in the future. Definitely, we don't want to be on this side, right? So the next one we have is hedonism. The people right here are very pleasant and happy in the present, right? Are very, very happy in the present, but they're extremely careless about the future. Now you might feel this is very cool, right? I mean, hedonism is cool. You don't care about the future, but you're happy in the present. But you won't feel the same if I tell you what these people are into. So these are the people whose actions prioritize towards immediate pleasures and immediate benefits. These are the people who do actions to have immediate happiness in life. What do I mean by that? For example, eating extremely unhealthy food. It's tasty enough, but in the future, it's detrimental to your health. The second thing is smoking. Definitely it's detrimental, but gives you pleasure in the present. And not just this, indulging in sugar foods and indulging in other physical pleasures, right? Even doing drugs, even that comes in the hedonism category. And these are the people, in order to prioritize, in order to, have immediate pleasure, they sacrifice on the future by blocking their future happiness and mental well-being. And now you will say, no, I don't want to be here. And that's why the majority of the population is actually not here. but are in the next quadrant. And this is the rat race I just told you about. So people right here are not only setting goals for the future and are moving ahead, but these people are also forgetting to live their present life. They're forgetting to live in the moment. What do I mean by that? Sacrificing your quality time with family, not having good and healthy relationships with your friends, sacrificing the quality of the time that you have for yourself in order to pursue that one reward. It might be anything that you're pursuing for. And that's why rat race becomes extremely stressful. But unfortunately, this is where the middle classes and the actual common people are. This is where most of us are. And that's why life becomes a stressful race. So this is also a matrix that we all try to escape from, right? Because there is the best quadrant here as well. And that is nothing but the happiness quadrant. So the people in this place are extremely smart. They know to balance the present and the future both at the same time. And that's why they're smart. So these are the people who are not just happy reaching the destination, but are also happy in the entire journey. For example, you're all engineers and you're in the tech side, right? So in the future, you want to become CEOs, CTOs, and CEOs of big companies. Now, a person in this category would not only enjoy the fact of being a C-suite person, but he or she will also enjoy that entire journey of getting there. Yes, your journey is made up of a lot of challenges and a lot of up and down. But a person in this matrix actually prioritizes their happiness and tries to take everything in a much positive manner and then, even enjoys the final destination. And this is where most of us should try to reach in our life in order to have a well-balanced life. Now, you might ask me, Chandralekha, which matrix do you think you're in? Honestly, I want to be actually very honest. I am constantly jumping between the rat race and the happiness quadrant. In some situation, I'm on this side and in some, I'm on the other. And that is very common to happen. But I know my way out from the rat racer to the happiness quadrant. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to also give you a blueprint to help you understand this with my journey as an example. Right? So, now, before I go there, I want to tell something extremely important and shocking. And that is, our education system is simply not efficient. We are made to learn a lot on a daily basis, but we do not apply it. We are made to learn a lot, but we do not know how to make a living out of it. And this is a problem because we are all thrown into the real world to work and to do a job to figure out life for ourselves, right? And that's why I want to say that depending on a single source of income is the biggest threat our education system did not prepare us for. Let me repeat again. Depending on a single source of income is the biggest threat our education system did not prepare us for. Why? Because most of us are working towards job every single day into getting the best job, and we feel that if you are not getting placed, if you're not getting into a job, then your life is not great. We are made and conditioned to believe that the next target is this. Well, in reality, there are many options. Even though it's one of the best, it is not the only one to have a happy life or survive, right? And that's why I want to bring to you what the experts believe and what even I believe. So when I say, that's not the best way, then what's the best way, right? Before we understand that, it's extremely important to know what causes a rat race, especially in a human world. Just like many experts do believe, it is, of course, money that causes the rat race. And that becomes a significant part and a common thing that causes a rat race. I have been in the world of finance and I have seen people struggling like anything to make ends meet, to have a happy life, to absorb the societal pressures of being in a good system, leading a good life and working like anything day to day to achieve this. And that is why money is the biggest cause for a rat race. Now, how do you solve it? It's simple, right? The best way to solve is to become financially independent. Now, financial independence is something so huge and difficult to understand currently. But let's make it simple. Let's start off by understanding that the best way to, attain financial independence or start off to attaining it is by building monetizable skills and knowledge. And that is what is extremely important and which you have to note down, right? So building monetizable skills and knowledge is something you have to be working towards every day rather than working towards the best job you want to find, right? And that is what is very important. And here comes my blueprint. So right when I graduated from Christ University, just like everybody, I got into an investment banking job. Right? And that's the first income option everybody gets. But I rejected it because I felt I was not enough or prepared for the world and wanted to study further. Okay. And that's why I didn't take up a job and prepared my certifications in finance. Just like similar to CA, I became a certified management accountant and a certified internal auditor. And I took a break to do it. So now by doing this, what are the options of income that I have? Definitely I can upgrade for a better job, but that's normal. What else can I do with it? I became so skillful that I was even confident to teach it to other aspiring students, right? You can even do that. And the third income option is for you to build courses and sell it to people, right? The world is run with digitization. You can access anybody anytime. It's important for you to decide what you have to access, right? And the second thing that happened to me was this certifications I did. But after that, I was also having some free time because it was COVID and I could not complete my exams. And that time I remembered a skill that I learned in my college days, and that was visual designing. So I was in this design club that was making posters, banners, brochures, and many creators of college. And I remembered, okay, at least no Photoshop, I can do something with it. Then I became an addict, like, the hedonist, and I sat in front of the system and learned around 3 to 4 softwares at a stretch in a week. Then I made up my portfolio and put it for the world to see. And that's when I started freelancing with global clients all around the world for almost a year as a visual designer. So with this, I can not only freelance, but I can also have my own consultancy firm. I can build a business and rent these services to other big businesses who wants them, right? That's definitely an option. The second thing I can do is teach, or just like how I explained with my certifications I can do, right? So this is very important for you to decide that how you can monetize the skills that you're building. Now, I also had extra time, so I did not sit quiet. I started trading. I got into the derivatives and options market because, finance is my calling. And when I got in, definitely like many of us, I also made losses, right? But later, I again went back to my track and started learning and consuming so much content, reading, watching, doing everything that slowly I started to catch it and I became an expert with that. And even though it took a lot more time to recover this than what I got, for losing it, but still I did it at the end of the day. So with this, what income options do I get? Definitely I can trade and make money. The second thing, the best thing, the other one is definitely to teach or run some courses or something like that. But the next one is interesting. I can even manage other people's funds, right? And make money for them and take a commission out of it. So this is another business that I can do. And many of my friends are currently doing that. They are managing the funds, right? And then you also can, start newsletters or do anything. After this, I entered the corporate world because the COVID ended. And finance is my calling as well. And that's what I understood. So I entered KPMG. And at the same time, I also entered finance content creation, but because I understood the value of person finance when I got into the corporate world. Now, As a creator, I have even more revenues, brand sponsorships, ads, affiliate links. I can start my own merch and sell it to my audience, and I can even teach them or do any courses like I mentioned. And this is just a few I'm telling. There are hundreds of other ways I can monetize the skills that I've learned. Now, the point is, yes, now we understood that having skills and knowledge is extremely important, right? We understood that. But how do you recognize them from now on? And that's what I want to tell you. So just go back to your desk today, okay? Identify 10 things that you like. Just identify 10 things. It can be as simple as gardening also. It can be as simple as making chocolates, or maybe more complicated like building a phone or building a product or coding something. It can be that. Identify these 10 things. And then from those 10 things, pick 5 of them that you feel if you do not try, you're going to regret for the rest of your life. Pick those 5 things. And from there, pick one thing that you really, really like and can also become really, really good at it. It's very, very important to become a specialist at something that you really like. This is not just me saying, it's also said by Mr. Warren Buffett that please specialize in the skills that you really are good at. And that is what, guys, will help you escape from the rat race to the happiness index, because happiness quotient, because you'll not only be having a happy life by doing what you really like, but you will also be having ton of opportunities to attain financial freedom. And that is what is very important. And along with your skills and knowledge, one thing that is extremely important, that is compassion. Only with these 3 things you can go beyond ordinary, and then you can conquer this world. It's extremely important to consider being compassionate to the things around you. So skills, knowledge, and compassion is what can help you conquer this world. All the best to you guys. Have a successful future. Thank you so much, Ms. Chalarita. I'm sure you